Hello everyone, welcome to Lockdown Season. Today we talk about two pieces of news in America and recent Palestinian-Israel clashes, and which shows revenge only breeds revenge. On October 14th, 2023, Saturday, a criminal case was reported in Plainfield, a town 64 kilometers southwest of Chicago, Illinois. A 6-year-old Palestinian-American boy named Wadia Al-Fayoum was killed when he was stabbed 26 times. And his mother, Hanan Shashin, was also fatally injured. The murder suspect was the 71-year-old landlord, Jusser Zuba. And it was said when he committed the crime, he also yelled, with "You Muslims must die." For the time being, Zuba has been charged for first-class murder and 2 hate crimes and attack with a lethal weapon. The local police admitted that the 2 victims had been attacked due to their being Muslims. For recently, the occurred a grave Hamas-Israel clash in the Middle East, and the police condemned this crime as a senseless and cowardly act of violence. 1 week later, October 21st, it's a Saturday, at Detroit, Michigan, east of Chicago, Samantha Ward, a 40-year-old Israelite woman, president of Isaac Agri Downtown Synagogue, was stabbed to death in front of her home. The case is still in investigation, yet the media mentioned that it might relate to the recent Hamas-Israel clash, escalation in Palestine, and some opinion disputes between Muslims and Jews in America. And 1 week earlier, the hate crime just happened as the boy Fayoum was stabbed to death. The 2 cases are more or less related to a Hamas attack to Israel and tremendous casualties and injuries caused on October 7th, 2023. The October 7th, 2023 was the 50th anniversary of the Fourth Middle East War happened on October 6, 1973. It was also called a Redemption War, Yom Kippur War, October War. Egypt and Syria and other Arabian countries attacked Israel for taking back the occupied Sinai Peninsula and Golan Heights, which initially damaged Israel greatly, yet with the help of America. Israel finally waged a counterattack and made a hard win. Both sides signed a ceasefire on October 26, 1973, and the war lasted for 20 days. Soon after, Middle East countries reduced their petroleum output, and America severely suffered oil shortage and economic crisis. October 7th this year was just the second day after Jewish holiday, Tabernacle or Sukkoth. Hundreds of Israelites were celebrating the music festival at Reem, a town in south of Israel, while about 2,000 Palestinian Hamas militants broke the border and into Israel, committed a horrible massacre to the civilians at Reem, Be'eri, and Kfar Aza. It's about 1,400 Israelites were killed, another 200 as hostage, including 32 Americans. The full name of Hamas is Palestinian Islamic Resistance Movement, which has been regarded as terrorist to America and the West. Yet for United Nations, Arab world, China, and Russia, the Hamas has been treated as a militant group. In 2007, Hamas took power in Gaza Strip and with size of 365 square kilometers, population of 2.3 million. And now about 1.4 million of them became homeless after a recent clash. Hamas proclaimed it didn't acknowledge Israel as a legal state, and its aim was to destroy Israel. Hamas main supporters are Hezbollah in Lebanon and Shia in Iran. This terrorist attack greatly shocked Israel, who declared war and pounded Gaza Strip recklessly as revenge, which already made 7,000 casualties, including 3,000 children. The latest news said a hospital in Gaza was hit by missiles or rocket, and 500 people died. Israel and Hamas pointed fingers to each other for the calamity. A Palestinian-Israel clash has long been the root for turbulence in the Middle East and in the world. And several Middle East wars broke out. This time is the most serious one in recent decades. About Palestinian-Israel clash and the embroilment, here we make a brief review. The Palestine area lies on the east side of Mediterranean and with the size of 26,000 square kilometers. To the north, it is Lebanon and Syria. To the east, Jordan and Iraq. To the south, Saudi Arabia and Egypt. On this piece of line, there are two countries, Israel and Palestine, with 20,000 square kilometers under control of Israel. And Palestine is divided into two parts. The east side is the West Bank, including Holy City, Jerusalem, with a total size of 5,860 square kilometers, controlled by Fatah, also named as a Palestinian Liberation Organization. The state of Palestine was established in November 1988 with Mohammed Abbas as its current president. Shitaya as its prime minister. The state of Palestine is not a formal member of the United Nations, just as an observer right now. Yet it has been recognized by 138 countries. In the west of Palestine is Gaza Strip, the place where the recent clashes occur. It is ruled by Hamas, yet its power and water supply, food and fuel, even its border patrol is under control of Israel. Hamas and Fatah are two opponents in Palestine and vying for the actual control authority. In history, the earliest inhabitants in Palestine were Canaanites and Philistines. At about 12 centuries BC, Israelites' ancestor Abraham migrated from the city of War by the big rivers, where in current Iraq. They moved to the west across Euphrates River and the Jordan River. The Israelites also are called as Jews and Hebrews, with the language as called Hebrew. Hebrew means the people cross the river. The most powerful time in Israel history was about at 1000 BC under the reign of King David and Solomon. Later, the kingdom was split. In the north was Israel, in the south was Judah. On 722 BC, the empire of Assyria conquered Israel. On 586 BC, the empire of Babylon conquered Judah, and the Jews were captured to Babylon in the east. There is a famous English song named as By the Rivers of Babylon, originated from Psalm 137 Bible. It's about the story of Jews as captives. The song lyric says, By the rivers of Babylon there we sat down, yea we wept when we remembered Zion. When the wicked carried us away in captivity, required from us a song. And now how should we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? Later, with the rise of Empire of Persia, the empire of Babylon fell, and the enslaved Jews were permitted to return home to Israel. Then Roman Empire rose, and it officially renamed this area as Province of Palestine. To those Jews who frequently rebelled and tried to rebuild their nation state, the Romans oppressed and dispelled them out of Palestine and never permitted return. So the Jews had been wandering about in the world for nearly 2,000 years and lost their own state, neither with their land, yet which made them good at doing business. Therefore, a few big families in Europe, such as Rothschild family, are all Jews. Meanwhile, they had been disdained or discriminated during their drift around. For example, in Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice, Shylock, the Jewish banker, a loan shark, was described as greedy and brutal. During the Second World War, almost 6 million Jewish people died in Nazi Germany's concentration camp. After the Second World War, the United Nations passed 181 resolution in November 1947, agreed the establishment of the two states as Israel and Palestine. May 14th, 1948, and the State of Israel was founded. Yet the Arab around objected and declared war to Israel. And another 4 wars followed separately in 1956, 1967, 1973, and in 1982. With the help of America, Israel survived and got stronger in wars and occupied more territories originally belonged to the Palestinians. Now there are about over 9 million Jewish people in Israel. And for a nation like Jews that had suffered tremendous calamities and tragedies in history, it is understandable and acceptable for them to have a place like their own state and homeland. The only issue is that on both sides of Israel and Arab countries, there are too many extremists or radicals. Some Palestinians deny the legal status of Israel as a country and pledge to wipe it off the map. And some of the Jews do not respect any rights of the Palestinians, neither any compromise with the Arabs. Former Egyptian President Sadat was assassinated in October 1981 due to his signing Egypt-Israel peace agreement. Israel Prime Minister Rabin was shot dead by an extremist in November 1995 for his recognizing Palestine as a state in Oslo Accord and agreed to return some lands occupied. During the clash, Hamas dumped thousands of rockets into the border of Israel, indiscriminately killing the civilians. And Israel took the excuse to punish the terrorists, bombed Gaza Strip without mercy, with mutual killing, revenge, and breeds more revenge. The complex between Palestine and Israel is hard to untie. Yet there is one thing that should be remembered, that live and let live. Here comes the end of today's program, and thank you for your watching, and see you next time. Thank you, bye.